how to represent for DA dangerously actively, and today we're going to talk about Gadget Power Troll. Alright, so here we go. In our skill point tree, we have 1 for superpowered, 20 into power critical power chance, critical power magnitude, the remainder in vitalization, might and power, and have a little left over for health, just to increase the health a little bit. And I added at least 5 or 10 into dominance, just to make sure your dominance is averaged out to your CR requirement. Just make sure it's equal to above, but definitely you want it a little bit above. All right. So your iconics, technically there's nothing there for you, but as a preference, just as an option, I'm displaying these two right here where I have Wonder Woman Lasso. Well, excuse me, Mesmerizing Lasso, but still Wonder Woman Lasso. Heartlight Shield, and these two is an option as a staple. And definitely one for Amazonian Deflection, and we'll explain these three why. Okay, your iconics. One for your movement mode, one for any slot here just to bring it down some. One into your knockout resistant, 10% for your, also 10% for your stun resistant. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is for if you have the extra skill points, but definitely you want one in your movement mode. That is a plus. You need one in your movement mode. All right. So if you have the extra skill points available, one for your stun resistant for these two, and if you have the extra right here when you break out for the little power back. Okay. Moving on. For your weapon tree, again, this is a preference for everybody else. Me personally, I am choosing Brawling Weapon Mastery. Skill points down into brawling, and then you back out and go into your martial arts. Put everything there in the tree. Get back out. Come right here, and you put one skill point in this right here just to get the movement out. All right. And now we're missing one more thing. Excuse me. Okay. And your adaptive. So you want, this is for the current content for this one right here on the vital speed for sale, but you want everything in vital because again, you are a troll, you're given power. All right. So you want everything vital here, rank it up, get the stats up high, plus the affinity bonuses, as you can see here. And the 4 slots here is just for all stats. So you want to get these ranked up as high as you can. Alright, now we're going to go on to our gear. Me personally, for my weapon, everything here has to be a troll, because I've seen a lot of players that have mix and match, which doesn't make any sense. But here I have one for giving power back for replenishing adaptive, one for supercharge the event boost, but that is getting swapped out. I just changed its power, so bear with me. So for your neck mod, you want to definitely get supercharge back. So that's 5% for supercharge for your neck mod. Okay, I mean, excuse me, for your head mod. For your neck, you want to get increase your power back. For your back, for the breakout, it's an option. There's nothing else available. If you choose to use something else, that's fine. Your chest, again, for the supercharge, restore back 5%. Legs is really nothing for your legs. For face, nothing. Shoulders, nothing. Hands, regenerative shielding to get the little health shielding back when you pop your shield. Waist, nothing. Feet, staple. Tumbler mastery, that's a given for everybody. Your cola, or if you want to use your other colas, buy them out if you have the money, and you can buy as much as you want. If not, you can rank this up, or you can get the other colas from the regular vendors. Your utility belts, this is an option for me. I use brawling, I use my sidekick because it gives you healing, shield, a little power back, and it adds a little extra taunt if it's just you by yourself. Okay, and it does help you in battle. Your supply drop is a staple for every role that I've seen. You activate it, you drop it, get a little health and power back to yourself, and plus give like a little buff for the DPSs, a little 10% increase on the buff. Your boo pet, It shields you. It actually taunts, which is very impressive. It taunts, attacks, hits very hard, gives you a little shielding and protection. And if you have the troll vitalization stat boost, that's also one just to keep your stats up. But it's preferred. But if not, orbital is fine, just to help out with the group. And if you want to swap out your boo or your sidekick, well, definitely your boo, because your boo and your pets cannot interact with each other. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So if you want to swap out your boo for a pet just for the stats for your specific role, I recommend this one or anyone in the current or past events. This one here raises up your stats by 246, plus helps restores power to his owner. Now on to the artifacts. So me personally, my preference that I've always been using for the longest and never failed yet has been Parasite, Eye of Gemini, and Scrap. But the staple is pretty much the Amulet of Rao, Parasite, and Scrap. But if you want to stick to just for power, you can swap out Scrap for Strategist card. Strategist cards give power to yourself over time, which in turn you give power to the group. And the route gives a stronger percentage of debuff, plus it adds more debuff if you're just focusing on one. It adds a debuff to the rest of the anything adds or bosses next to it and with it. Parasite Harness gives a percentage of power back to yourself and the group based on percentage of your vitalization. So that comes in very handy. And let's just say again, if you have low skill points and you're trying to figure it out, you can swap out Omega Hedron, where it actually raises your power bar and actually raises up the stats. You can swap it out, let's just say again for strats, and just keep it pushing. But the ones that have the skill points and has everything coming and your artifacts is ranked out, definitely Scrap for the supercharged, consistently going. Amulet Rao for the stronger debuff and the multiple buffs of the ads and the boss, and Parasite for the more power given to you based on your vitalization and to the group. Okay, now we're going to go on to our loadouts. Alright, going to our loadouts. So, again, we have options for our loadouts. We have Napalm Grenade. We have, where's good old Cryofoam at? Where Cryofoam pretty much simply puts the name it says, put a little foam, stun your enemies, put them in encasement of ice. The second one, Gauss Grenade, pretty handy. Again, like I said, defense debuff. And your second option for defense debuff is the Stasis Field. Stasis Field entraps them in a dome, like a little dome and bubble. Just be careful of that one because the DPS need to burn and the tank needs to pull the ads. And your third one we spoke about earlier is the Paralyzing Dart. Reduces the target's damage output. And your option for another one, if you choose you don't like that one, is Sticky Bomb. Sticky Bomb is pretty handy. Like I said, throws, it does a little explosion, gets a little damage to ticks, and it also does the damage output. Alright, now the Defibrillator gives power to the group. There's nothing changing about that. That's a staple. Distract, like I said, it's a shield plus crowd control and detaunts away from you. It comes in very handy. Now, if you want an option for another shield, you can swap that out for the Heartlight Shield, very strong shield. And the last but not least, Supercharged, that is not going nowhere. I promise you. That is a plus. Now, in different groups, or just let's just say you're doing a mission, you're running with the if you got a DPS or just sticking to the troll, you don't have no DPS gear. As an option, you can swap out the Napalm Grenades, and you can use your your holographic decoy. Okay, holographic decoy is pretty much is this right here. This what taunts ads and bosses away from you into them. So if it's just you yourself and there's no tank, this where it will directly go to until it disappears. Okay, so keep your eye on the counter, your shields and all that stuff, so you can be very that, like you just saw there, disappeared. And we're going to go into the next loadout as an option. I mentioned Wonder Woman Lasso. You will rarely use this, but again, if you're running something like, say, PCE, I've done a video on that one. You definitely check it out. Dangerously active, how to control suppressor, very detailed how-to for trolls that, because pretty much that first boss is a troll between the tanks and trolls world. Okay, so it explains to you how to suppress the suppressor, keep in a corner, to work with the tanks. If it comes down to, let's say you miss out on CC or keeping crowd control on a suppressor, the tank kind of help you out without even being on the mic and talking. Okay, so now again, you're a troll, so again, all your gear got to be troll related. Okay, and make it real quick. We're gonna talk about artifacts, so we won't waste my time. Again, this is my preference. This is what I like. This is what I'm doing. I'm not wasting any money on DC Universe, so deal with it. I did videos on power troll artifacts, the right artifacts to use. My preference on troll artifacts. So here we go. So Paralyzing, Gemini, and Scrap. But the staples are the three staples are Raw Amulet, Scrap Card. If you want to swap out Parasite, if you want to swap out Strategist cards, you can swap it out for I. And these three would be your staples right here. Multiple buffs, stronger buffs for multiple ads, plus your stats to be up. Parasite Harness, more power to you and your group based on your percentage of your vitalization. And your scrap is up, so you get quicker and faster supercharges. So those three is the main one from there. Okay, but if we're sticking to power, it's pretty much again these three right here. If you're that type of person that don't have enough skill points, you can swap out that one for Omega Hedron to raise up your stats a little bit, to have more power in your stats, to give more power back to the group. Okay. But the main staple is these three right here: Rao, Parasite, Rao, and Scrap. Now for the pets, the utility slot, supply drop is a staple. The where is this? Where is it? Okay. Your sidekick. And your sea urchin, or you can use another pet depending on the event to raise up your stats. It helps out to get a little power back. Your sidekick actually taunts, believe it or not, taunts, give power back, heals you, and adds a shield to yourself. The same thing with Boo. So normally, if just for a little shielding, I'll add a Boo. I rotate it with my sidekick, so act a little shielding from there. And last but not least, I have an orbital just because for the damage. But again, like I tell and preach to everybody else, damage is not an issue, so I'm always using unfortunately it's not here, I think I salvaged it, but I'm always using a trinket buff to raise the stats a little bit. Okay, so those are three staples from there, and you can see here the stats without the colas, without the buff, and that's